Hi, welcome to this reading, beautiful soul. Let's see what message Spirit has for you today. Okay, right away we're getting to the sea. This is a card of accepting where you are in your present circumstances, not focusing on the past or the future, but tending to what's right in front of you at the moment. So let's see what else comes out. There's a saying with that card, when the fish aren't biting, the fishermen stay home and tend to their nets. So you may be kind of in this pause, a time where you're just being asked to focus inward. Let's see, observer. I'm getting observing your thoughts, observing your circumstances, and unfinished symphony. So there's something here that isn't complete, maybe something that you haven't quite seen fully yet, and you're being asked to kind of slow down, take a pause, and observe something. So this is intriguing. Let's see, let's get some tarot and see. Let me clarify to the sea. Okay, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is a card of taking on a lot of responsibilities, carrying a heavy weight, but it's also a 10, so it's almost like that final push before you put that weight down. And then we're getting Judgment. I'm hearing it's a decision to put this weight down, and the 6 of Swords, transitions, moving on. Yeah, I feel like this is just a little pause, and this is like this final push because there's something that isn't finished. You may be feeling like something is done, something maybe isn't going to reach the completion point, the finish line, and Spirit is saying kind of like, hold on a minute, you know, it's just, you're in this little phase maybe where it's feeling really heavy, really difficult, but you're getting ready to move into calmer waters. And I love how both of these are boats. So this little pause right here between where you were and where you're going, and where you're going is smoother waters here. So this card is about moving out of difficult times into easier times. And of course, we've got Judgment here, which is major arcana. So this is possibly like something you might just need to decide, making a big decision to like rise up to the challenge. This last like little push is how I'm feeling that. All right, let's clarify observer. Foxes might be spirit guides or spirit animals that you're seeing right now in different places, so kind of look out for that. Okay, we're getting 8 of Swords. That's feeling stuck. So yeah, you may be like, okay, I'm in this pause period. I'm aware of that. I'm in this period where I'm not where I want to be, and I'm wondering if I'm going to make it there, and I'm feeling a little bit stuck. Okay, Lovers. So Judgment and the Lovers, both. Let me just stop for a second. They can both be about making a decision, a choice, and they both have angels on them, so that's standing out really strongly here. I feel like you're being guided to choose from the highest vibration you can. Something about, you know, with this 8 of Swords being a card also of overthinking, don't use your, or don't only use, shouldn't say like don't use your mind, like your thinking mind. Kind of elevate with this observer, like he's looking up and he's looking at this moon, which is making me think of intuition. Like observe things from a higher perspective, from like your higher self, right? How would your higher self decide to move forward in this situation? What decision would your higher self make? Would your spirit team, what would they guide you to do in this situation? So let's just get a little bit more here and see what this is about. You feel like maybe stuck about a decision, a choice, but Spirit's saying you're not finished yet. So let's see. Okay, Seven of Swords. I feel like this is saying don't let your mind play tricks on you with the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, there's a lot of different ways this card can be interpreted. So I always really tap into my intuition with this card to see what Spirit is trying to say, and in combination with the other cards that come out with it. So we have the Eight of Swords, Lovers, and the Seven of Swords. You know, and like I said, with the overthinking, you know, the Lovers is a card of, originally was called the Choice card. So it can be about relationships and like maybe how you've been wronged in the past, because this can be a card of betrayals. But the first thing I got with this was like not letting your mind like play tricks on you. This can be a little bit of like a trickster kind of energy. So let's clarify Unfinished Symphony and see what that's about. That'll tell me a little bit more about what your situation is here. Tell me about the Unfinished Symphony. This also has a number 10 on it, and the first card out was the Ten of Swords. So something is coming to a close, or it's going to. But maybe, you know, you feel a little bit stuck right now, like it's taking a long time. And then you start overthinking, and then sometimes, you know, your mind can get carried away and you start thinking of all these different scenarios, and it's almost like your brain is lying to yourself. So, you know, our brain has a negative bias. That's the word I wanted to use. And it always can find like all the faults for something. It can find all like the worst case scenarios. And I feel like that's what's coming through with this Seven of Swords. Like, don't let your mind get carried away with all the like what ifs and like, but in a negative kind of slant about whatever this thing is. Maybe you're trying to create something creative just because of all the like the piano, and the card has kind of like a creative feeling. It says symphony on there, so you know, something creative. Music is something that is created, right? So maybe something that you're working on is feeling like this, right? Like, oh, I don't know if I can continue on this thing. Like maybe this thing that I'm working on that I once was thrilled about and excited for is now starting to feel like almost a burden. But remember, Spirit is saying you're moving into calmer waters. I'm also getting with the swords and this whole like mind thing, like making the decision to stick with something and not let your mind talk you out of it, calming your emotions down, right? Like this moving into calmer waters, like the water being representative of your emotions, like instead of the choppy emotions, because your thoughts lead to your emotions. So if you're in your head and you're overthinking, that can lead to feeling like negative emotions, right? Like feeling stressed, worried, upset, that kind of thing. Okay, wow. So Death and the Queen of Cups came out together here. So now we're clarifying the Unfinished Symphony. Well, this is endings, change, transitions. I'm feeling like with that Six of Swords, like transformation, but it's coming through like you're transitioning into calmer times, easier times. The Queen of Cups here, we have this next to that moon on the previous oracle card. I'm just feeling like trusting your intuition on this. Let's see what else. Unfinished Symphony. Loving yourself also through this, like self-love, self-care. Like I just feel like I'm connecting with somebody who's working really hard and who's been working really hard on something for a long time. And you get to a point where like everybody hits this like wall. This is looking like a wall to me, and he's almost got like he's banging his head against the wall and like, why is this so hard, and why does everything have to be so difficult? And again, Spirit was saying with the Observer card and Judgment and Lovers, the angels like see things from a higher perspective. Spirit's saying, like, look at what you're doing as being of service to others. So I'm not sure what you're working on, but try to see things from that perspective of you're doing this because you have this like love that you want to share, whether, whatever your gender is. I don't know why I felt called to say that. I guess because it's a queen, but this is just the energy of like love and compassion, and like she just has a really big heart. She, has a lot of empathy and love, and you have to sort of have that kind of love for things that you're creating too. And I just feel like with the Queen of Cups, it's something that is going to like make the world better. So Spirit is saying, like, use that, like, remind yourself of that when you are working and you're getting stuck in this, like, it's just feeling too heavy, too hard. It's like, remember that you're here to make a difference. You want to make a difference, and this thing is going to be that. This symphony, whatever that is for you that you're working on, is going to make the world a better place. It's going to help transform lives. We've got Death and the Queen of Cups coming out here. I just feel like your heart, your love, your healing energy is going to transform other lives. So the message is to keep going. What else on this unfinished symphony, Spirit? Spirit's also saying it's changing you. It's changing your emotional body. It's changing the way you see yourself. Remember to love yourself. I think I said that before too. That's coming through the Queen of Cups. Love yourself through this. What else do you want to say here, Spirit? And on the unfinished symphony, she's sitting on an egg. So that's like a symbol of something that's kind of incubating. And you're incubating it with this beautiful, loving energy. So of course, whatever you're creating is going to be amazing. Like, don't let these thoughts like, oh, this isn't, why am I even doing this? It's not going to be worth it. People aren't going to like it. Like those kinds of like negative self-talk. That's what's coming through the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords. We've got the Lovers and the Queen of Cups. Like, this is so much love. You have such a big open heart. Archangel Raphael is the angel on the Lovers card, and he is the archangel of healing. So maybe you're creating something that is going to help heal others in some way, and maybe not in a traditional way. It may not be as, like medicine. It could be like complementary medicine, alternative medicine, energy healing, just using your intuition in some way, but also just love, just pouring the love of your own unique essence into the thing that you're creating is going to be very healing for yourself and for others. And it just makes the world a better place. I'm kind of seeing this egg almost she's sitting on is like the world. Oh, wow, I just noticed he's sitting on an egg also. Yeah, so you're still incubating something here. Don't give up. And then Justice and the Seven of Pentacles. What this says is your hard work will pay off. It will be justified. And this patience, this is kind of like taking a pause, which is where you are with this to the sea. Remember, you're in this like middle space where you're in the weeds. You're in the difficult part, this Ten of Wands. You're in that difficult middle phase. Okay, so this is like, past, future, you're right here in the middle. You're feeling like you're stuck, you can't see the way forward, and you just need to know, like, this patience is going to pay off. This thing that you're working on, you don't need to change anything. Sometimes the Seven of Pentacles is like stopping to say, like, is this worth it? Should I scrap the whole thing? Should I maybe make some like major changes? And with Justice here, I'm not feeling that. It's like, kind of get yourself into a more like balanced place. Kind of balance your emotions and your thinking a little bit. And that's going to help you just kind of like settle your nervous system. But the work that you're putting in to whatever it is you're growing is going to be successful with this Justice here. Like, this is hard work paying off. So anything else you want to say here, Spirit? Seven of Cups. Yeah, this is that, like, all the what ifs, clearing out your mind from the worries and the what ifs. Like, don't think too far ahead. Like, you're going to reach that finish line and complete this symphony that you're creating. And it's not an illusion, is what I just heard. It's your dream isn't like delusional is the word that's coming through. It is actually something that is solid. You're just kind of like needing to get over this little hump. Actually, let me ask Spirit. Spirit, what can I do right now to kind of move out of this Ten of Wands phase? Let's get a little advice. Okay. The Queen of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Like, see the change that you're going to make in the world. Focus on that. The Queen of Swords, like, really gets control of her mind. That Eight of Swords and that Seven of Swords, where you're overthinking and you've got this negative self-talk going on. Like, I just heard, cut that shit. So this Queen of Swords, right, she's very decisive, incisive, and she's like, I'm clearing out, like, all of this confusion, all these thoughts that are, like, getting in your head and causing you to feel confused about what to do. And Spirit is saying, be really, like, almost like harsh with yourself, and tell yourself when you start getting into that, like, overthinking phase, like, have a little thing that you say. Swords also communication, something you say to yourself, whether it's like, okay, cut that shit, or, you know, I'm just catch yourself, right? Catch yourself in those cycles of negative self-talk and do something to kind of like snap yourself out of it. And so the Wheel of Fortune here, I mean, this is just like believing that good luck and good fortune is yours. Maybe that's one of the things that you tell yourself with that overthinking and the negative self-talk, is that you never get a lucky break, is the phrase that's coming through. And Spirit is saying you have to sort of clear all that negative self-talk and see, you know, we have this with Observer too, like, see things from a higher perspective. Get yourself out of that, like, lower, dense, negative thinking space into that higher, more spiritual space where you say to yourself, you know, I'm making a difference in the world. I'm here to bring about change. I'm here to bring about love and healing to the world, and I'm going to make it, and I'm going to get there. And what I'm doing is blessed. And I just heard, how good can it get? Like, have that sort of like thinking, that kind of like mind space where you're seeing possibilities. Like the Seven of Cups isn't like all the things that can go wrong. It's actually, what are all the things that can go right? What are all the ways that I can experience this luck and expansion and fortune, good fortune? Yeah. And Spirit is saying, pull one more card from the Wisdom of Oracle. So let's close out with one final card there. And we are getting poised. Yeah, this is being ready. So when you're poised, you're not quite taking that leap yet. You're not quite like jumping into the next phase, but you're ready. And the last little thing that you need to do is just really get a hold of that negative thinking and clear that out. And then you're ready for the next phase, and you're going to feel, I just feel like this sense of like renewal and kind of excitement for, wow, excitement for the next phase of your project, whatever this is that you're working on. And you're going to be putting the weight down, and you're going to feel like your energy's coming back, and you're going to be able to like leap basically forward with renewed energy, because you're clearing out all of those negative thoughts that are just holding you back. So believe in yourself, believe in what you're working on. You're going to reach the finish line, and this is a a card of like, it's like a sign almost from spirit that the thing that you're working on is, like I said, blessed and is going to bring a good fortune to you, to the world. It's just a card of success, really. And this is also a 10. So see this thing through to the end and you will be blessed. All right, so I'm going to leave today's message there. I hope that resonated with you. Thank you so much for being here. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.